This year, for example, 600,000 children have written the BEC, and you wonder if the spaces in the schools will be enough for these 600 children.
We do not have a perfect situation. Even in our homes, how is it like? And we have thousands of students, a student population of 4,700 plus.
We don't have a middle ground in Ghana. On every issue, you have to be for or against.
The SHS system, it has given priority to the students more than the teacher. So the students always look down on the teacher.
If you look at the children, what they are doing these days, some sending gowns to school and things, sometimes teachers feel that their hands have been tied behind them when it comes to issues of discipline.
My name is Justice Bedu, and over the last 6 months, I've been crisscrossing Ghana, visiting senior high schools to examine the free SHS program, one of Ghana's most ambitious policies yet, that is seeking to make secondary education entirely free for every Ghanaian child. This film is the second in a series of what I have seen and the people I have spoken with. After 8 years of implementation, what next for Ghana's free SHS program? It's Monday, July 28th, 2025. SHS2 students nationwide are coming back to school. They went home in May this year. Inside the University of Cape Coast, students of the University Practice SHS have returned in their numbers and are going through registration formalities to settle back in. Many have come with their parents.
Free SHS program is not bad. It's a very good program. But I think there are some challenges we think if the government can do something about it, it will help us.
Augustine Tai Deku has come with Holiness Deku, his 16-year-old daughter from Gomwa, Mankesim, about 2 hours drive away from here. Parents like Augustine say, making SHS free has opened the floodgates for access for many children. And while acknowledging the benefits of that, they decry the burden they now have to face as a result of the new challenges with the system.
For instance, they come to school to stay around, let's say, 2 months, 3 months, and they come home also to stay for about more than 2 months. So with this, you have to look for a teacher for her so that she will be able to still be learning till the time school reopens. And it comes with a fee you have to pay for. So looking at it, at times what we pay is even more than when if the child is paying school fees and staying for a longer period.
Gloria Kudiabo, my first born Pamela Asamoah, Oyemeba. I crossed with the features and almost school now. At the track also, there's control. About the use of mobile phones and all those things, peer pressure and those things is a bit limited. Particularly Befi Sana, time of classes for Befi Nadia, the Caribbean Befi Canano. I would prefer say, Sankombe to mercy to accommodate the children. Like I time I call SHS, the Befi and Shadanchi. Send the Befi and Yabu make a crime, yes, school.
The program was started wholesale using the same infrastructure that we have, same teachers, same textbooks, and because it is free, we had the numbers really escalating.
And they don't have beds to sleep on. That's also another challenge. So when we came at first, they will have to be, they were more than the number in a dormitory. Some of them will have to be sleeping on the floor. They don't have beds too. That's what we have been able to gather from our children. So I think these are the challenges.
The frustration of the parents is confirmed by teachers who were removed from the Parent-Teacher Association arrangement which has always guided the administration of students in senior high schools. The new arrangement, teachers say, is in part responsible for a sharp rise in student indiscipline and sometimes violent tendencies of some students. Ajaratu Musa Zakaria is a teacher here.
The SHS system, it has given priority to the students more than the teacher. So the students always look down on the teacher. So they think they can have confrontation with the teacher to the extent of some students physically abusing teachers, slapping, fighting them, doing all sorts of things.
The result of student indiscipline is so widespread from what we have seen while traveling for this documentary.
I think the level of discipline we were giving to the students prior to the free SHS, I think should come back. And I think the current government has given schools some some liberty to punish students when they go wrong, and that would straighten students. And the withdrawal system of if a student is not performing, I think it should be reintroduced into the system, and it will help students to sit up on their academics. Because now the caliber of students we are receiving at the SHS is very, very bad.
The indiscipline is on the rise. We are doing our best to curtail it. It's not just one school, it's virtually the whole country.
Mark Anthony Kwashe, a senior house master in this school, had his near-death experience in December 2024 when he was caught up in student mob violence that erupted at the school's boys' dormitory.
We tried, we ran, and then we managed to apprehend one. So in the process of trying to pull him in, his colleagues also came attacking us with clubs and stuff like that. So my boy was injured on the head, the arm.
The school children?
Yes, the school children. And then that was when, in the process, I had a cut. I was cut here, a deep cut, and I was stabbed in the back. I didn't even realize it until the boy we arrested, my student beat him well, so we took him to the hospital. After we had gone to the police station, they asked us to take him to the hospital, UCC hospital. So it was there that they told me that my dress was also stained with blood. And when I checked, it was a deep cut here, which is almost gone now. And then I was stabbed in the back too.
So how can these be fixed?
If you look at some of the students in class, they have nothing doing in senior high schools. They are so much fixated on social media. They are so much fixated on music, enjoyment, luxury, what they will enjoy today. I can tell you that students even come to school today because they don't sack them. Even when they fail, the procedure to repeat them is so cumbersome that you, a teacher, you will not even follow up. Because you have to write to GES, you have to invite parents that for several times telling them that their award is not doing well. So at the end of the day, you have to build a long dossier that will warrant even the child to be repeated. And if you look at the system, they are coded. The students have codes. And so you can't even easily repeat. When you repeat, your code belongs to a year group that is going. And so it's assumed that once you have put there 3 years, they pay for your money for 3 years. And so if they repeat you, who pays? And so we are forced to promote them the same way and they will all go. And that is bringing indiscipline. Because our time, if you don't do well, you are repeated. And the fear of you being repeated, the fear of your name being pasted on the board, even makes you sit up to study. But these days, it is not that. Those things are no more there because of free SHS. And so we trying to make do with what we have and the situation at hand.
Until we get a good database that enables the country to identify the poor, then we can offer some of these social interventions for free that would be targeted. It is not allowing the poor to benefit fully from the system.
Since 2017, we have not gone to anywhere. We are always in school because at any point in time, you have a year, at least a year group in school. So there's no way we can rest. We don't rest. And there is no remuneration package to that in respect of those of us who don't rest. It's only the classroom teachers. For them, when their year group students are at home, they are also at home. But on the part of we, the management, we are always in school. For 8 years, we have not gone for holidays. We are always in school.
What now seems like a decay in discipline in many senior high schools, according to teachers, is partly a result of the new arrangement of the PTAs.
One of the rules was that the PA cannot even meet in the school. The question is, if they are meeting, wherever they are meeting, in whose interest are they meeting? Themselves or their children? I don't know, meeting the children in the interest of the children. If we are meeting the interest of the children, why can't they meet in the school? It is not just any ordinary association. It's an association of parents in the school whose children are in the school. Why can't they meet in the school? I don't understand that one. And then do I agree with it? Look at it. We have met in the name of association for our children in the school. In the period that our children are in the school, we should be allowed to meet in the school. But if you say you can't even meet in the school, I don't get it. Right? I don't get it. And if the parents meet and decide that we want to do A, B, C, D for our children, why do you say they are poor so they can't buy bed for their children? I don't know their own children who are going to sleep on it. Is it the headmaster who is going to sleep on the bed? Or is the headmaster going to take any bed to his house? I don't get it. So for me, the concept of the PA, fine, if PA should meet, I don't have a problem with it. PA, no, are they going to be in isolation? Are they not going to work in relation to the school? And is the school not managed by a certain group of people, head and to give them information and feedback to the parent as to the performance of their children? So if you do it without them, who accounts for what the children are doing? Who informs the parent of the behavior of their children? Because it's not about only academic purposes. The behavior of the children in the school. You know, every child has double life. What they do at home and what they do at school. Who informs the parent of what the child is doing so that all of us can take responsibility and shape that child? This has led to why children are behaving any because the teacher doesn't have control, but because we can't call the parent to discuss the behavior of the child, let alone the academic performance of the child. Because you are supposed to meet somewhere, and I'm also supposed to sit somewhere and do my work. But if it's a collaboration, then we should be able to meet as a parent and a teacher to be able to discuss issues about the child of who is the center of our discourse.
Obviously, because the numbers are big, there will be issues with congestion, there will be issues with sanitation, there will be issues with inadequate sleeping spaces. So those issues will exist because the numbers are big.
Kojo Benin, a parent who has seen 2 of his children go through the free SHS program, is one who has so much to say about the situation.
I am not so bothered about the issues people talk about. Sometimes the length of time they stay at home, because I believe something has to give. If you want anything in this world, something has to give. I did my O-level and A-level many years ago. Today is 31 years since I wrote my O-level. My parents paid for private classes for me when I was doing my O-level and A-level. So I'm not bothered about the things people talk about, extra classes. I'm not bothered about that. I think that something has to give. There should be a trade-off. My concern is the things that we can do as a people with the government to improve the conditions of congestion, the food, sanitation, provision of water, ensuring that they have electricity around the clock, how the day students who are not benefiting fully from the scholarship, I call it, can benefit. Those are the issues for me I think we should look at.
I'm very frustrated because it seems to me that the energy, the vision we have to transform systems, the system, we are not being given the impetus to do so. Do you understand me? We are not being given the impetus to do what we think or we know we should do to make it better than we know. If you are not given the impetus, we are not given the opportunity, and we are always being sort of cornered and cowardized to the corner, it's disturbing. Right? It's disturbing. Because today if you discipline any child, and the child is more or less, the parent will come and attack you or not. So people just look on and you say disciplinary committee will take this. By the time disciplinary committee takes the decision, that child has done something worse and is walking about free. But in those days, you wouldn't dare to misbehave. You wouldn't dare to say you are going to misbehave to anybody. You wouldn't even dare when some of us are concerned.
One of the most controversial issues under the implementation of the free SHS program is the issue with food supply. Under new arrangements, the government has now handed the power to purchase food directly to the schools and the school heads. But even that is not without any challenge. The Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools, CHAS, has for years bemoaned the troubles associated with the structure of centralized distribution of food to senior high schools.
The challenge we had with the old system had been the fact that, number one, food will come very, very late. Very, very late. Sometimes, like I said, some schools will go without 1 or 2 meals, 2, 3, about a week or so before the food arrives. Number two, we had issues of quality of food. There were instances that the rice that was brought, especially for those of us who were here, and this is an open secret. I mean, it was nothing good to write. I mean, it was nothing good to write about. Then, so the quality of food, we had challenges. We had the quantity of food. We had challenges with the timing of food. We had challenges with that. So these were basically the issues. And beyond each of these key issues, I mean, there were multiplier, effects. There was a time that heads, we spent more time running for food than looking at our, looking at our core duties as school managers. It's not anything good that a lot of us want to remember. Yeah.
The country stands at the crossroads. The new government, poised to usher in its own initiatives and policy direction, is leading a review of the policy. So what exactly should change or be maintained about this free SHS program?
As for review, there are a lot of things that we can sit down and review, but we must review with the intention to improve it, not with this idea of we are reviewing because we hope we can throw it away. There's no way anybody should attempt to throw away something that helps educate a child. It won't help the society. When the Northern Scholarship was introduced many years ago, I am sure it had many challenges till free SHS came to take it off. But you and I know that the number of graduates and educated people and professionals that it has produced for Ghana, you cannot talk about it. But it had many challenges. I remember those times every year, CHAS will issue a warning they want to close the schools because government scholarship for the Northern Scholar hasn't come. But we prevailed. And the benefit has much outweighed whatever cost it came with it. So let's review it with the notion to make it better. There's one thing in free SHS that if it's cancelled today, I'll be so happy. The government gives the children school uniforms. The school uniforms don't come on the day they are admitted. It comes maybe the second term, the second semester, or sometimes in the first semester of the second year. But these children have been in the school for say 3 months, 4 months, and they were not naked. So it means they don't really need the uniforms being offered by the government. It's not critical. I would rather that funds for uniform is put into something that helps them in the long term to improve their infrastructure. So there are a lot of things the government can look at, even if the government wants to provide uniform for them. Look at the number of children who go to SHS every year. 4 yards for the girls, 6 yards for the boys for church cloth from government. Imagine our government is giving that contract to say ATL Drop-on textiles, Akosombo textiles. You can imagine the benefit it will have on the state.
Some palm tamus in a day. 1 year first school in Ayakwa, Ablu school. 1 man and a quanokura. Hi, Kid Busman was school, Kid Busman was school. Yame wa to one more quana, say, ma paying backado, down Busumi. What you Busumi basta, and 1 mamma won't what passa, and wait now, so I you. I mean, Mrs. Swan, Must stop Kafra, winning, Mrs. Swan.
The government should build more schools. That's what I'm going to say. Because see, Gordon Gagisberg and Fraser came all the way to Ghana from Britain to establish Achimota School. Are we even able to take care of Achimota School when people are stealing all the lands around? When everybody wants to live very close to Achimota School, the very land that was bought to build the school, people are taking the land. They want to build estates there. Until we all get to the realization that we need to develop such schools in all the regions, and will not be taking lands and doing all kinds of things, we can get there. Will be 100 years in 2 years. How many of such structures have the government been able to build in this country? None. They are building schools, all right. What we have to do is that let's expand the existing facilities. For example, you go to Gambaga, there's a secondary school there. Instead of going to build something somewhere in the forest, why not bring it close to that secondary school and expand, give them first-class infrastructure? When you come to maybe, let's say Kumasi, you have Prempe College, all the great schools there. Expand the facilities there. No, there should be that effort, deliberate effort, to make sure that these things are done. Otherwise, it cannot be done. Gagisberg decided to build Achimota School. It was deliberate. And he built it with government money. And so our government should also be deliberate about the schools they put up. STEM Academy, they started the new school they are building. That school could have been somewhere in the western region, because we have Achimota School and Presec here. Is that not it? So to be able to open up the place, that school can be maybe in the western region. Maybe western region. Okay. It all needs commitment from our leaders, and it can be done.
We have to go back to the drawing table and ask ourselves, who are the poor? Where can we find them? How honest will all of us be to say that, well, if I check my status, I am able to contribute a certain amount, you know, and they would have moved on.
Almost every church in Ghana has come up because Ghanaians mobilized to build it up. So I ask myself, if we're able to mobilize to build churches, why can't we mobilize to support our own children who are in school and are being supported by the government? Why is it that when it comes to that, it becomes an argument, it becomes a discussion that we don't think we can find a solution to? Is it because we don't see educating our own children as necessary? Or is it because we think so long as government is involved, everybody should just raise up their hands and then and take a back seat? So I think, yes, the government should do whatever they can do within their resources, make sure their resources are being managed effectively for the program.